Yo, what's up there guys, this is Immersive Gamer 83 and thank you very much for stopping by today. Today I'm going to be going over a couple of things, showing you guys how to get Skyrim up and running properly in virtual reality. Yeah, so that looks like a tunnel. Woo, doo, 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 doo. Right, for you guys that are struggling, specifically I had a question last night. I checked it last night when I was at work on one of my videos, and it was Gary Horpin basically said, any chance you might add a link to or a video on how to set this up? Yeah, alright, so in response to that, basically I'm going to go through it and show you guys how to get it working. So I'm going to minimize that because that's fucking annoying. Right, okay, so first thing you need to do is have go to in here on your Google. Just open, you can open up a, I'll fuck that off, you can go into a brand new window on Google and just type in VIEREO Perception 2.1. Right, I'm not going to go 2. Hang on, I'm going to get rid of that. 2.1 we want. So on here it says 2.1.1. With Skyrim I find that the one below that works better, but for the other ones, every other game I've run this one, but for Skyrim specifically I've run the 2.1.0. so in here you got all the shit down here. You could, if you wanted, download that one. I'd say download it as well for your other games. I'll make some more vids if you want, but this is the one you want. Scroll down, it says latest files. You got that one. I'd say sorry, I'd say I'd stay away from that one for a bit. So you got 2.1.0, yeah, click on that one and then it'll pop up in a minute, and then you click on download, like that, download, and you're not required to sign in or anything. I think if you are signed in, it'll basically let you download it straight away, but you don't have to be signed up to download it. It just means that if you're not a member, you've got to wait 30 seconds for your download. And I mean, I'm sure that you guys have got 30 seconds of your time to fucking get this stuff, and it's free. It's absolutely free. You haven't got to pay for it. And basically it's changed how I see Skyrim. Do you know what I mean? I'm so glad that I own some of the games that I do, and I've not really played them a lot. Don't get me wrong, Skyrim I've put 400 hours in. That's but then I'll probably put another 400 hours in, to be fair, because that game is sick and it's really, really good. So it's just downloading now pretty much straight away. It's not a big file, so that's done. Click on that, it'll open up like this. Yeah, so you got 2.1.0 zip. It'll be a WinRAR file. Now once you've done that, you can just fuck that off and go back to the menu. So this is what you will have for VIEREO Perception. Yeah, all it is, a small little WinRAR file, and I've got the 2.1.1 on my desktop. Yeah, so you can put yours wherever you want, somewhere convenient where you know you're gonna, because it doesn't have to do anything, it doesn't have to be anywhere specific, at least like the main file doesn't, because it's an injector, so you can inject it from anywhere. So with this one, I think it's going to be in my downloads, this one. Well, let me have a look in the downloads. There we go, 1.0. So grab that, leave it on the desktop, it'll live happily there. So there we go. Keep it in this WinRAR, take it out as WinRAR, it's up to you. Like, I'll leave it in, it's a little bit smaller. So this is the main file you'll get. Click on that, instructions. I know reading shit, innit? Reading is shit, but sometimes it is essential. So there's a link on here, loads of stuff tell you how to do it. So all the games, specifically how to do it. The 2.1.1 has got a lot more games on here, but this one specifically, you've got Fallout on there, but we've got Skyrim. So here's what we need to do in order to get it running. So it says on here, follow the exact setup after installing vanilla. So you guys, if you've got about 150 mods, you need to fucking back that save up somewhere, back the whole files up, and then reinstall it. So unfortunately, to get it running, at least initial setup, one time only, run the game launcher. So you know, from here, go in here, bang, go down here, you'll have like you know where all your things are. So I've got mine, where is it, Elder Scrolls, there, bang, press that shit and it'll just basically launch it from there. A little window will pop up like this, as you can see, 411 hours, boom. So once we've got that, we don't need anything else. And there you go, launch your game from there, one time only. That's the only time you'll need to do that. You can set your options in here. I'm not going to do that because I've got all mine set up. And what you'll need to do is make sure it's on your 1920 by 1080 non-windowed mode. For some reason the only option that was available to me was letterbox. I chose letterbox mode, which is fine. Once we've done that, it says close the game and open the Skyrim prefs ini, and that one is basically located in here. You could search it if you wanted to, if you can't be bothered, but it's actually in your documents, and then it says my games. In my games you'll have Skyrim, so in here you got your Skyrim prefs, yeah. So there it is, boom, and it will ask you to change these things. So on the Skyrim prefs ini, what is really important, especially for some of you new people to Skyrim, right click on it, go properties, make sure that that is not read only. If that's read only like that, it won't let you save shit and you won't be able to do nothing to your ini file. So uncheck it, apply, okay, and that has just unlocked your ini file so you can do some shit to it. So click on it, it'll open up and you think, fucking hell, there's loads of writing there, what am I going to do? Don't worry, it's not as bad as you think. It's really not, I promise. Alright, so first thing we need to do is change a few of the values to match this. First thing we need to search for, so click right at the top there, so you see my little cursors up there, that's fine. Anywhere at the top is fine. Press control, while you're holding control press F, it brings up the search thing. So it has to be safe, as far as I know it's case sensitive. So you see on this bit it says shadow distance like that. What you could even do is highlight it like that and then press Control and C, that'll copy it. Or you could right click on it and go copy and then flick back to your file. You can find it along here or just Alt Tab, put it in there, Control V, put it in there, and then you can go press enter, and as you can see it's just found the value. I've already edited my ini file though, so you can see that it's, make sure it's got the same amount of zeros and that, like, and get rid of whatever value was in there, yeah. So you got 0.123 zeros, 0.123 zeros. There you go. You can do the same again on this one. So you can copy this one. There we go. Right click, copy, or Control C, whatever you prefer. Go back to it. If you're worried about it, click off that, click back up the top just in case you go past it. Control F again, or you can just leave it open and click back up there. It's up to you, it really is. And then once you've got that value, sometimes you have to make sure that's down as well, because if you press up it searches up, if you press down it searches down. That might be a factor in if you can't find it. So there we go. F interior shadow distance 0.123 zeros, exactly the same as that. And then there we go, same again, copy, go back to it, bang it in there, you can paste it, and then search again, LOD, there we go, LOD, that's fine, exactly the same thing. So you've got 1.1234, 1.1234, that's fine. This bottom one, however, it's not always in there, yeah, so copy that one. In fact, you might even want to copy the whole thing, you know, and then you can search on it. So Control F, you can paste it in there. If you're not too sure, you can like right click, paste, and then if that doesn't come up when you search for it, it has done on mine, but if you've got it as like set to 1 or something, or if it's not in there, it just won't be there. So you might have to add it in. If that is the case, well, if try removing the 0, researching for it, if it doesn't pop up initially, but mine's just down there because it's already on it. It can't find anymore because there's only one of them. So what you can do, because it's there, all you have to do to add a new line, I'm not gonna right. So you can copy it. Just if it wasn't there, for example, all you'd have to do is just press enter, just once, and then paste it in there. So you can hold control and press V, and that'll paste it in. However, I'm not going to do that. So yeah, that's fine. Once you've done it, very, very important, after you've done all this shit here, file, save. Yeah, once you've done that, that's pretty much saved it. If you're having problems saving, just double check the thing to make sure it's not read only, and you should be good to go. Right, okay, so now that will only be you'll only have to do that once. If you've done it once, you will never have to mess with that again. So the next bit, so you need to run VIEREO Perception as an administrator. Yeah. In order to do that, I think you need to have it outside of the WinRAR file. You don't necessarily need to do it, but like you should do it. If it do what it says. So on here, we've got the files. In here, it's in the bin folder. Open the bin folder, and you see these 1, 2, 3, 4 DLL files. Yeah, DLL. If you do any kind of modding to this shit at all, you need to do this step. Yeah. Right. Click on your Steam apps folder. So wherever your Steam's located, it'll probably be somewhere. If you've got a standard one, it'll be in your C drive somewhere. But mine's on my E drive because I've got a solid state. So where we got Steam. So as soon as you got to this bit, you might need to be worth getting a pen to write this down if you're not too sure, because it does look a little bit complicated. So you've got Steam, and then scroll down, Steam apps, common, and then down to your Skyrim. You might not have any other games in here if you've only got Skyrim, but that's fine. So in this folder, it's really important now. Don't fuck this step up, because you can fuck it up badly. So once you've done that, if you've done any kind of mod into your game and you want to try it first, you can select all of these DLL files. The easiest way of doing it is by holding down, clicking in the window, so you're in that window, hold Control, and then what we've always holding Control down, you know, the whole time you're doing this, click on that one, d3d9.dll, click on vrboost.dll, click on libfreespace.dll, and hijack.dll. And so you've got all of them. There should be 4 files you've got selected now. Yeah, it's always holding your finger down on the control button. Now with this one, we hold your left click once in that blue box, and then drag it carefully without letting go. Don't let go, gently into your, where the fuck is it? Skyrim. There. Yeah. So you can click in your Skyrim folder and check to make sure they're there. Yeah. So you've got your file there. You've got your hijack DLL, libfreespace DLL. So all of them, they're in there. Yeah. You know they're in there now. That's cool. So what you should do now is literally open your perception. In fact, before you do that, I'm going to cancel that. Before you do that, you can close it whatever you want. I'm going to just put it up here as well, just for a second. So there it is at the top. I might just rename it as well. Rename it to make sure you know which version it is. So this one's I'm going to VP. I'm just going to put like 2.1, and that's it. 2.1. We'll leave it as it is. So that's fine. In there, you've got exactly the same thing. So don't worry. What you need to do now, this is very, very important. Click on this bit down here. You got your little Oculus Rift set up. You need to go to your configuration utility. Make sure that you've got your thing set up, and if you have, select it. Make sure your camera's all good. Make sure that stuff's working and that. Press close. Click on there. Open it again. Rift display mode. Make sure it's set to extended. Yeah, definitely has to be set to extended. Press close on that. Once you've clicked it, you can apply it, close it, and then you should turn on a blue light on your actual Oculus Rift DK2. So that's good. Now you can go back in your folder. Click on the bin, and then hang on, where is it? There we go. Perception. So your application, perception application. Yeah, that's what you want. The biggest thing in there, application. Click on that. Right click. I don't know why, but don't let me run it. I think I will always run it as administrator. So run. It opens up. Now the most important thing, you need to make sure that none of this shit's checked apart from Oculus Track. That gives you your head tracking in the game. Make sure that that's got your profile loaded there from that thing we just did with the Oculus config utility, and make sure that it's got your monitor is set as your DK2, Rift DK2. That's really, really important. This thing now has to stay open. Just leave it in the background. Leave it in the background and forget about it. It should be good to go now. And then, with a little bit of luck, it says a little bit of luck. See what happens. Click on your Skyrim once you've got it set up. There we go. And it's worked. It's worked. So just to show you that again, hang on, I'm going to end the game. On this screen, you can see it's down here. It's loaded, yeah? But I'm just going to capture a little bit now, just to show you it. And I'll record the actual screen, yeah? So I'll quickly exit out of this and I'll merge the videos together. So keep watching. Keep watching. It's just going to go a bit fucked up for a second, and then it'll cut straight back into actually in the game. And I'll go through what you need to do next. One moment, please. Right, so we should be getting back into the game any second now. Just one moment, please, while I start it. That should be loading up now any second. And there we go. Boom. It's loaded up. Sick. So now the blue light should be on your Rift DK2 camera that should be set up in front of you for positional tracking. And at the moment, you won't have no forwards and backwards. You'll just have roll. So there you go. What you need to do now is go down to load up your game, and then once it loads up, so keep this shit on the screen for the minute, and then when it loads up, you should be ready to go. I'm just going to go through a couple of the quick options just to make sure that you're good. So what the fuck's happened here, man? It's carnage going on. Right, so once it's set up, you can look around. You should have head tracking a little bit, but it won't be perfect. So what you need to do, you need to relax your head and make sure you're looking straight at the camera in front of you. So there you go, looking straight. F12 or Control R or Left Shift R, either of them. It's calibrated my head. See the steam coming out my mouth? That's sick. Look how sick that looks, man. There we go. So look down, I've got a body. The only reason I've got a body is because I installed a mod called Enhanced Camera. That is available to download from the Skyrim Nexus. So that's what you need, man. You need the Skyrim Nexus for that, yeah? So this is fantastic. And what can I say, guys? Amazing. At the moment, I've not got my Xbox 360 control pad plugged in because I thought I was only going to do the tutorial bit, so I didn't bother. But with a keyboard and mouse, it's not ideal because you go from walking to sprinting, and it's not the nicest. Whereas with an analog controller, you can gently push the left stick to whatever speed you want, and it's just a nicer experience. Some of the settings that you may need to adjust in this, if you press Control and Q, that's going to bring up this menu, yeah? Just making sure I'm still recording. Okay, yeah, now you're in here. You can press like world scale calibration. Have a look at my settings. You can match your own with you can do all this with an Xbox controller as well. Mine was actually just by walking left and right with a left stick changes the value, so you can work that out. That's my settings there, so you can work it out from there and change it accordingly. Once you want to save it, press exit. Press Control Q again, and that opens up the menu again, and then you want to go down to convergence adjustment. This is basically how much fucking 3D pop out is there. Once you've done this, well, before you set this up, you want to be walking towards something that sets up the, just so you know how much it is, and you can want to gauge it, whatever's good for you. But that setting in front of me was perfectly bang on for me, but it might be different for you. So just sort it out for yourself, and yeah, enjoy it, man. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it. Just to back out of the menu, you press escape, by the way. Yeah, so if you really enjoyed this, I would love it if you smash that like. And if you didn't, tell me what I can do to improve on. Hopefully I was being clear enough and concise, and hopefully you can follow along with that. So for Skyrim, download 2.1.0. I couldn't get the 2.1.1 working with Skyrim. Everything else works fantastic with the 2.1.1. So just think the smaller one works well with Skyrim, the bigger one works well with everything else. I've tried Fallout New Vegas, I've tried Fallout 3, I've tried Ethan Carter, and I've tried Borderlands. Borderlands is next level sick in VR. There's a bit of a ball ache to set it up, but follow the instructions. They are all on the 2.1.1. So for Borderlands, get the 2.1.1. For Skyrim, 2.1.0, and it's that easy to set up. And this, look at it, man, look at it. And the head tracking is fucking amazing. I feel like it's one-to-one, and it's as good as native VR. The head tracking is. There's some great immersion mods available on the Nexus. Some of them basically footprints. You can kind of like, you put footprints down where you walk, and that's available. There's one called Wet and Cold as well. That's for the breath coming out of my mouth, and like snow sticks to people and shit like that. So there's some really good immersion mods you can put on here if you've got the hardware on your computer to run it. Anyway, that's enough rambling. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. And again, if you loved it, smash that like, share it, and if you like VR content, subscribe. I'll always be coming out with some new content soon, and I really do appreciate it, and it really does motivate me to get more content out to you guys. Alright, nice one. Have a good day. That's Immersive Gamer 83 out.